Christy with Junk Journal Boss. We today are building a folio that Ezra created, and it's really just a beautiful folio. This is his February, and this is Amethyst and Iris. And so if you are interested in monthly flowers and gems, Ezra is going to be creating one for every single month, and there's also carnations and garnet from last month in the shop right now. And you can go to Junk Journal Boss on Etsy and go check that out. I have cut out the pieces and I have inked most of it and all that. I've already done all the scoring and everything. So we're going to put together this cover. And this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to put just regular, like a tan-ish parchment paper on the inside. Now, what you can do is you can take this panel, print it on just regular, not cardstock, but just regular koala paper or whatever paper you'd like to use. Just regular paper is fine. Just make sure it's a little thicker, maybe 24 or 32 pound. Those would be probably the best thing to do. I went to my favorite place, Kelly Paper, and they sell individual pieces of paper, which are way more expensive if you buy them singular. But if you buy them in a ream, you're going to pay a good bit of money, $50 to $100 for some of the papers that I like. So I just bought a few, and this one's Parchment. I really like it. I think it's pretty, and I think it matches this really beautifully. What I'm going to do is I want to glue this on here, and I also want to, which means probably I should do it this way. So I am going to put this on here and glue that down, and then I'm going to bring this right up to here, and then I'm going to glue that down as well so that it overlaps. And then I can use a different piece of parchment over here, and that would be fine. I don't mind seams so much. There are ways to hide them. I'm going to go ahead and start putting glue on the pieces. And what I like to do, if I'm just using just regular Elmer's Craft Bond, I just want to use something like this to spread the glue out. And what this does is it flattens the glue so that it doesn't show on, or as much, I should say, on the other piece of paper that's not cardstock, because glue does that. I'm sure you have noticed, like the wrinkles and that kind of stuff. And also using one of these silicone brushes gives you the opportunity to get all the way to the edge. So I kind of let mine dry a little bit, and I shouldn't have. So I'm not getting all the way to the edge, but I can fix it. I just want to start laying things down so that you can see what I'm doing. And I want to get this all the way up to the edges so I don't have to cut anything with this paper. I might have to cut a little bit. And now I am going to, looks like these are a little bit different size. So I'll go ahead and, okay, I think what I'm going to do is glue it. Hold on. To glue it all the way up toward the top. And then I will go ahead and, I have no good luck with any kind of glue. You know, if I'm going to use glue, it has to be like a glue stick or something, because honestly, it doesn't matter what I do, my glue gets very clogged. So anyway, back to the project. I'm going to go ahead and glue not all the way to here, because I want to see the best way to attach the two pieces of parchment together. But for now, I'm going to line this up with this side, and anything that I need to trim off, I can just do that later if I feel like it needs to be. So this is what we have, and let me just for good measure, kind of flatten some of these spots out. And some of these are air bubbles. So I like to just kind of go over the whole thing so that everything lays nice and flat. And then I'm going to go ahead and trim. And I'm not going to do anything about this just yet. Well, maybe I'll trim this part off. But I'm not going to do anything about the fact that these are a little staggered. I'm just probably going to leave it, because if you've been with me for very long, you know that I don't make a big deal out of things. Okay, there are no bad junk journals, guys. You know, you just make the junk journal the way you like it, or the folio the way you like it. And if you're okay with little imperfections, then that's great. Okay, so now I'll have to cover this over here with another sheet of parchment. I really prefer to just put the glue directly on the cardstock rather than the regular paper, because that's when you get mistakes, bubbles, and all kinds of things like that. And you can get this journal or folio from my Etsy shop, Junk Journal Boss. And this is the second folio that my son Ezra has created. The January carnations and garnet. And now this one, which is the February flower of the month and gem. And this one is called Amethyst and Iris. And a cool thing is that I'll let you in on a little personal information that the iris was my mother's favorite flower. And many of the kids, the grandkids and myself, have gotten iris tattoos. And, you know, in honor of my mom, she was just really well loved. And so, here we go. So we have some nice looking seam here. It looks really nice on the inside. And let's go ahead. Okay, so this is what happens sometimes. Okay. It seems like when I do like dimmer videos, it ends up looking really fuzzy. And now I've got a window open, but it's like on that side. So it kind of is making it a little weird. Let's see. Oh, here we go. So there's a little bit of glue, extra glue in there. It looks like. Yeah. Did you ever do that when you were a kid? Put glue on your hand and then just like peel it off? It's kind of a thing. Now I just do it out of necessity to clean my area up. And I don't get the satisfaction of the peel, you know. But anyways, about the irises, Ezra and I both have this tattoo. Let's see. Yeah. This tattoo of the iris for my mother. And then this one we just recently got for my father, who just passed. So anyway, that's a little bit about me. I do like to share myself a little bit in here because I feel like it's more conducive to actually creating relationships with my readers and watchers and all that. So I'm totally fine if you want to keep your distance. But if you want to be friends, you can catch me either on Twitch, which I'm going to start up again. And I think the project is going to be creating a junk journal out of a little golden book. And even though it's not Halloween, I'm going to be doing the Haunted Mansion golden book because that's just my favorite. And so when you start folding, you're going to start seeing like all these little wrinkles and stuff if you put a piece of paper on the inside. And that's just par for the course, really. But what you can do is make sure that you get really crisp edges here by using you would probably use what is that called again? A burnisher. I'm just using this because it was right here. But, anything that you can use and that won't damage your paper should be pretty good. Actually, this part probably needs to be cut off, but I'm going to leave it for a minute. And my workspace is kind of small, so I gotta move things around a lot. But so anyway, I'll be starting that up right soon because I've been away from Twitch for a while and my people are wondering where I'm at and if I'm coming back, and the answer is yes, I am. But since my dad's passing, we've just had a lot going on, and we still do, but I am looking forward to getting back to touching base with you guys and, with my people that participate in my activities and all that. And if you have never been here, you are invited. This is a really, if you haven't figured it out yet, I'm a really chill person. I don't, there's not a lot of drama around me, which is different than what I used to be. So I'm kind of proud of that. All right, so now I have it all folded and opened up, and theoretically this is all supposed to fold up quite nicely. It leaves quite a lot of space, to add ephemera and things like that. So that's the cover, and it looks really, really beautiful. I just absolutely love this design. Ezra's so talented. You do not want to miss his stuff. I'm really honored that Ezra's designing for me. And, I have Ezra on my team, and I absolutely love working with him. So, it's a little gush there. All right, so that's the cover. If you get to this place and then you have something like this in here, please don't worry. It really can be covered. And even if you don't cover it, you can always ink it or something and make it look like it's supposed to be that way, or, whatever. It's just not a big deal. You can try to get as much of it out, but I kind of am okay with that, with the imperfections. And I hope you are too, because we don't want to be too hard on ourselves about these things. Okay, so now I've got all my pockets cut out, with the exception of these little notches here, which I want to do with a circle cutter, a punch. So I have a few different circle punches, and it looks like this one will probably be the right size, so I'll use that. But I have a set of 5 of these, all different sizes, and they come in really handy, and I think you can get them for $9 on Amazon. And if you want the link, I'll give you my link, but you could probably go to Amazon and just search for circle punches and find these sets, because there's actually a lot of people that sell different variations of the set. So now I'm going to go ahead and just ink those notches. And then after that, I'm going to go ahead and fold all the score lines. So I'll do that right now. If you get any kind of ink that you want to use pretty universally, I would get Distress Ink Vintage Photo and one of these. And you can use it for pretty much any color. I mean, this looks really, really good, I've used other colors. I believe on the January set, I ended up using like a red color on the edges, and it looks really cool, but if you want it to look vintage, you're going to want to use a vintage color. And just so you know, these are expensive. You know, they're about $7-8 each, just depending on where you go to get it. But the thing is that, and you really could go to like Dollar Tree or something, or Temu or whatever, to get ink pads. But those ink pads are not they're not going to dry as quick. The edges will stay very wet for quite a while. And this pretty much dries, you know, immediately. And so let's go ahead and put the pockets in. So we want to figure out, like, what do we want to see in the first section that we open? And often I will do this, you know, but I think because I've got this seam here and then some of this, I think I'm going to go ahead and actually add these pockets like this, and it'll hide some of that. That'll be a nice little setup. There's plenty of things to put inside of these pockets. So let's get started just getting the pockets in first. There's so many ways that you can use different tools. The brayer I bought because, you know, way back when I was like rubber stamping, and it was such a good tool to actually roll over the stamp. You know, it was not for use with the wood stamps, but to use with the silicone ones. You know, you could, if you didn't have a block or something like that, you could put it on there and, you know, carefully roll it on. Now I've got a pocket left, and I think I'll put it here, and I'll show you next time what I'm going to do over here. I'll show you how to make something interesting. And so when you get these folio kits from us, you can just use what is provided, or you can improvise, which I suggest. I feel like the improvisation is what makes this so fun, what makes junk journaling so fun. And so this is the reason why we don't usually give you every single piece, you know, to use. It's because you want to add some things yourself. But on the other hand, I want to start showing you those things so that you can get some ideas of what you could add to them. I believe this is all we have for today. Next time we're going to talk about what the embellishments are that are included, where they can go in here, and what else you can do to fill up this extra space. Don't forget to find me on Twitch, Junk Journal Boss, and bookmark that page, because once I start making a schedule, you're not going to want to miss that. And if you are not wanting to wait, you can go to my channel, Junk Journal Boss on YouTube, and you can find my playlist of my past Twitch streams, so you can see a little bit more about what that's about. So anyway, talk to you later. Bye.